What's up, guys? Welcome. We are back live after a few days. It's been not the best days to view the eruption or go live. The weather has been pretty crazy, windy, foggy. What's up, guys? Welcome. And so, yeah, it is day 13th, September 3rd, Tuesday, 2024. Welcome everyone in the chat room. Wendy, Brady, welcome. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Like I said, we're finally back. I just came back from a little tiny hike where I got some extremely nice exclusive footage of today, brand new. We are looking at the ground camera at the moment of the current situation and evolution of the crater. It is a little bit higher. I estimated it's about 120 meters in height. The right side is, I would say, mostly active, but they're fairly the same. You can't really see the other side, the left side anymore, as it's now covered. It's basically looking more towards the back side. So kind of like it made itself covered up from spilling all over the front side. So now the cone faces one way towards the back. As you could see the spillage there, just for a few seconds, we could see a little bit of the overflow. And then the right side has more of the view now from this particular perspective or angle. But as far as the intensity of the fountains, the geyser, as we would always see it in the maybe day 6, 7, and 8, has lowered. I don't know about tonight. Usually at nighttime, things start to pick up. So I would be interested to see what happens tonight. Today is really nice. It was sunny today, blue skies. Now it's kind of overcast. Some areas are blue. No wind, but then it picked up during the flight, so I had to stop. Now it slowed down again, but you could see mostly in the eruption area there's a lot of wind heading towards the southwest, southwest at the moment. I'd say more west, and we get to see more of the face of the right side of the crater. In a few moments, I am going to show you the exclusive footage that I haven't uploaded yet in 4K high quality on the channel. So I'm gonna show it to you in a few seconds or a few minutes, exclusively here live. It's from like an hour ago. I did my best to try to get it as fast as possible. Uploaded, and published for viewing purposes. So this is pretty quick in the sense of getting it early. I am trying to resolve or find a solution to get drone footage more live. But the problem is right now that the connection situation is not in my favor, so I can't really get that live drone footage at the moment. So I basically have to go out and get it, and then bring it back and then upload it for you guys. Could be 30 to an hour later. So that's the situation right now. So let's see what else. I was thinking also tonight to get some night shots if it does pick up. If it doesn't, depending on the weather and the wind conditions, I'm going to try to get another session So it would be 2 sessions for today, one in the day that you're going to see in a few minutes, and then maybe one at night that I can probably publish tomorrow morning, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do the footage exclusively live on the stream. But if I do, you will see it tomorrow. So yeah, day 13. If you're just tuning in, it's Tuesday, September 3rd. It is approximately 7:15 p.m. local time here in Iceland, Reykjanes Peninsula. We are continuing the observation and documentation of the current eruption here in the Reykjanes Peninsula near Stora-skogfell. There are still two, by the way, there are still two craters going. It has not combined into one. We are still seeing two separate cones or separate craters in full action. So the merge or the connection has not happened yet. And it's very, very interesting that it's day 13 and it still hasn't happened. And we are still exclusively seeing two separate eruptions, one going one way, one going the other way. And it is amazing. I've never seen this particular eruption formation design before, so it's really, really cool to have the experience to see it and document it. But the intensity has slowed down. It is kind of like closing in on itself, and I think that the magma chamber pool underneath is reaching its final stages or final disposal of the pool. The crater development is in progress, and you will see it in the video that I'm about to show you, that it's getting smaller. So it's eating itself, or it's building itself inwards on both sides. So I don't think that there's going to be a merge between the left and the right side. I think it's just going to end. One side might end up stopping, and then another side would continue until the final days. But right now it's still going, both of them. So anyways, I'm gonna set up the footage, and we'll go over it together as I upload it now for you guys. So give me a few seconds, and we'll get to see it. All right, so here is the drone footage of today. So it's about an hour ago. So it's fairly, very, very fresh. It's still the same kind of, I would say, eruption style, or this. It hasn't really changed. It's still kind of the same thing as we're watching on the ground camera. As the evolution doesn't change that quickly within an hour. So we are pretty much watching something that it's live, but has been captured an hour ago. So here we are approaching the crater. And by the way, a lot of the moss fires and the moss fires have almost stopped. Not completely. There are still some areas burning, but as far as the smoke, it has cleared dramatically. There's an incredible visualization or visibility around the crater, so that is good. So here we're approaching the right side of the eruption, the right crater, and you can see how much it kind of closed it in on itself, and the lava river or the disposal is not spewing as much as before. And it's also creating like almost like a couch, like a sofa setting where it created a wall behind it, almost like a back uh, rest, and then a seat where the lava is, and then the spillage. This is the left side. This is the smaller cone that we can't see on the live feed, which is now facing towards the east, northeast. Much smaller, much less pressure intensity, but again, it's closing in on itself. It's becoming less and less eruptive and smaller. Here's a more wide shot of it. As we can see, it's starting to become that cone, that crater, that volcano-looking visualization, but of course much smaller. So that's the current intensity inside the left crater as of 6 p.m. local time. It is now 7:22 p.m. here in the Regenus Peninsula. Yeah, it's the connection has been funky. I've been trying to solve that, and it just hasn't been working out in my favor. For some reason, it's just the connection is funky. It's glitchy. So here's a nice orbiting from one side to the other. As you can see, one side is facing one way, the other side is facing the other. Completely 180 views of the eruption. As before, it was more like a line. It was more of a fissure, and now it's separated. It's one of one. It's one side eruption and another side eruption. So it's no longer that nice line we saw in the beginning. Let's see if the connection gets a little bit better. Getting worse. If anybody out there wants to donate Starlink, I would be more than happy to fire it up. Now I think it's it's my connection. It's just wacky. It's not the best connection. It's limited, so I can only do it what I can. Yeah, let's see if it runs a little bit better. I kind of I tried to put it somewhere else, get a better signal. See what happens. Anyways, this is gonna be it's gonna be uploaded later today in 4K high quality, so you guys can see it. So you're not gonna be missing out. This is kind of like in a low version stream. So we're streaming. Think about it. We're streaming at 720, so you're not getting the best of the best. I think right now it's doing a little bit better. I think I got a good signal now. I don't see it glitching anymore. So I think we're back smooth. No, so right now the rivers are very, very slow. The movement is very, very slow. Any of the lava that we all thought that might be coming into closer to the road or to the town has completely stopped or slowed down dramatically, almost like 90%. And yeah, it's the things have slowed down dramatically. So if you're just tuning in, it is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. It's almost 7:30 p.m. local time here in the Regenus Peninsula. We have one camera live at the bottom left of the screen facing the crater. And then we have the footage from about an hour ago, the drone footage, aerial footage that we're watching on the bigger screen. And we are looking at the September 3rd, day 13th of the eruption near Stora-skogfell. This aerial footage will be uploaded later today on the channel in 4K high quality. Right now we are experiencing a little bit of a hiccup connection, so it might be a little glitchy on your end. Rest assured, it's not your connection, it's my connection, as things are a little glitchy here. But rest assured that this video will be up later, and you can watch it in the comfort of your TV couch with some popcorn or your dinner or whatever you want. But it will be much smoother and much high quality. But I'm going to let it run for a little bit as people tune in and can watch it exclusively right now live. And then we'll go back to the live camera that's on the bottom. So here's the left side of the crater that's getting much, much smaller. And like I was saying before, the two craters are currently facing away from each other. One is facing one way, and the other one is facing another way. So a very interesting poetic nature of a story between these two craters that are still existing. I would think by now, day 13, that the craters would be together or they would merge. But they're still erupting separately. They're completely looking opposite to each other, whereas before everything was kind of in the same line. There's a slight separation, as you can see in the middle there. That's much bigger now, much bigger the separation between them. Before it was much thinner, but now it's clearly two different volcanoes, mini craters. And the flow is much smaller, and it's slowly, day by day, closing in on itself. As we see the right side closing in, it might close in first. It looks like it might close first before the left side. Although the left side is much smaller, and the right side is much bigger. And we all thought that they might combine. One way or another, that midsection was going to break off, and it was going to combine and be one eruption, one crater. But that did not happen. Once again, things shifted, things changed, and it did not happen the way it kind of looked visually like it was going to happen. So here's the inside close detail shot of the right side of the crater. Kind of like a little over the shoulder look of the inside. And you can see there's not that much activity right now. Things are kind of closing in on itself. But again, tonight I really want to see what's going to happen tonight, because usually by the evening, nighttime, these things usually pick up. They get a little bit more crazy. So maybe tonight it's going to get a little bit more crazy. Here's the disposal lava river from the right side, I think the left side. As you can see, it's much slower. Hello, Gail. Hello, Jane. Welcome back. Welcome back. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm gonna have this video uploaded later today, exclusively in 4K, high quality, so you can watch it on your big screens. Because there's a lot of detail, especially in these shots here, these close-up shots. There's extreme detail here that right now the stream is not doing justice based on the quality, on the limitations that I have. So you'll be able to get to see that later. And here's this gorgeous elephant skin style texture and the break off of the orange, the lava. Super high details. As I could see it, you guys are seeing it a little bit more or less quality, but it's kind of understandable visually. So yeah, it's good to be back streaming live. The days have been pretty bad, to say the least. We weren't able to get anything much at all. But to our surprise, the volcano has evolved quite a bit since these couple of days. Things have dramatically changed. No, I haven't. I haven't seen any of that because I was out. I was getting all this footage, so I was out pretty long. I was out there, and then I had to come back and edit everything, get it uploaded, edited, published, and then ready for the stream. So I didn't really see anything anything from anyone out there uh, that has done anything. So maybe tonight I'll try to go back and see what's going on. But um, yeah, it doesn't really give me any time to observe anything else while I'm capturing all this and documenting it. Uh, hey, what's up, Spot? Thanks for the question. So basically, I'm very limited in as far as the streaming. So I'm not able to get the aerial shots live. So I have to go out of my way and go out uh, a little bit closer just to get these shots, and then bring them back and then edit them and then publish them. It's a lot more work due to the fact that it's just I'm limited to kind of like the connection, the accessibility. The good thing about doing this is that I get more footage out of it as I get more battery time. Battery time is also a very complicated thing with this stuff because it's so far away. It's harder to capture it and maintain more flight time. But with this more uh, strategies that I'm doing, I'm able to consume a lot more flight time and capture a lot more, and not have to eject and come back or leave the site during a live situation. So it's basically live. I mean, it's not live, obviously, but it's very very close to live, as a lot of this footage has been shot an hour ago. So things haven't really changed dramatically to the sense of like you could say that something is completely different. But yeah, it's just limitation and access. And also, I don't have a lot of batteries to be able to get to the point of doing a live aerial view. I would be wasting the limited batteries that I have just to get a few minutes worth. Basically, it's optimization. I'm trying to optimize my energy, my battery life, and how much footage I can get within the limited access to the power I have. So I had to make an executive decision of how am I going to do this, and also the workflow and the operation. And right now, this is the best possible way, unless something comes up, something different, and I'm able to produce in another way. But at the time, right now, this is all I have. But I think it's pretty darn good if you ask me. Eventually, all this footage is going to be uploaded into the archives. It's going to be uploaded to the channel, and it's going to live there forever. So you can always watch it back. Now the bottom of the screen where it says live, that's an actual live footage. I have a camera set up, all the good stuff, super crazy lens that I could see, and yeah, that's the beauty part. And here's a gorgeous shot of the smoky right side of the cone. I was able to lock in on the tip top of the cone as the lava spillage is flowing outwards, kind of like over the shoulder shot, and then that smoky situation as the wind pushes it further and further. So I'm gonna let this run. I'm gonna let this aerial footage run for maybe another round, and then I'm gonna go back to the live feed, which is below the bottom left, and then I'm gonna begin uploading the the footage. So then by tonight it'll be, well, right now it's 7:40 p.m. here local time, Guinness Peninsula. So depending on where you are in the world, it's probably going to be up later tonight. So like I was saying, the moss fires have dramatically stopped. Not 100%, but they have dramatically stopped from all this rain and crazy weather. We've seen a complete help from nature putting out these moss fires, which is great, and now it's more visible. The eruption area is much more visible, but it's not erupting as it was before. So we get one thing and we lose another. We get more visibility around the perspective, where we lose the detail of the eruption or the lava, the geyser, as the evolution becomes more and more enclosed on itself. Yeah, so there's apparently, yeah, there's another storm coming. So that's why hopefully tonight I'm gonna be able to get a more footage, so we can get a nighttime view of September 3rd. Let's see here. Let me check the forecast. But I know there was something crazy happening. Weather. Yeah, so tomorrow it's going to be pretty bad. It's going to be raining tomorrow. Not good. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday it's going to be raining. So today is it for good footage. And then let's see here. Wind conditions. Wind conditions seem to be really good tonight. It's going to be really, really good tonight. So let's take advantage of one more flight, perhaps. Because by tomorrow, it's going to be really bad. Yes. Yeah, from the west. And yeah. So Wednesday, Thursday, not looking good. And let me see. So that's going to be day 14th and 15th. And then by Thursday, by Friday, it might get better. So today gonna be a good day, all day till nighttime. Tomorrow, Wednesday is gonna be bad, so no good. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, no good. And then by Thursday night, it gets a little bit better, cloudy. But then by Friday, there's a slight opening in the evening, and then I think it starts raining again. So another crappy week. But again, today was a great day to capture day 13. Just for a little bit, as the weather continues to evolve and change, so we were able to capture it. How much longer do you think the eruption might last? That's a great question. This is one of the greatest questions. This is the $1,000,000 question, guys. When will the eruption end? Just like the $1 trillion question, or the $1 trillion question is when will the eruption begin? If you can catch that one, that's the biggie. That's the good one. But the ending is another great question, because you can kind of tell when it's going to end. You can kind of like tell by the data and the visualization of when it's going to end. And I mean, if I had to predict, I would say this will go up to day 25 tops. So day 13, we're at day 13. I'm gonna say it's gonna last till day 25 tops. It's not gonna look like that. It's not gonna look like there's an eruption, but it's gonna be in there. Something's gonna be happening. Much smaller, but yeah, it's I think very similar to the May 29th eruption. This is a very similar pattern of the length. You know. Any thoughts on where the next eruption might be? Another $1 trillion question. Where where will the next eruption be? Well, uh, for this eruption, we kind of located where the opening was going to be, but we never anticipated or kind of projected where it was going to end, which was way up north, as you can see here. This is a like crazy location. So we never thought that it was going to end up here. But from talking to the locals and just getting speculations on the ground from people that are here as well, there's gonna kind of like a chatter that it's gonna be a little bit more south the next one. So maybe west of Grindavik. That's kind of like the talk of the town, that it might be a little bit more west, southwest. But again, that is super up in the air. No real prediction or real scientific analysis of that, because it could open up in the same exact location as it did for this one, and then end up somewhere else, or finalize somewhere else, where it could open up in a completely new spot and also end up in a completely new spot. So it's really unpredictable. But one thing is for sure, it's definitely in the same, it has been in the same area for the last few eruptions. Basically, in the same line over the region where it has been erupting. Yeah, there's a lot of great detailed aerial views that I'm excited to get up, and so you guys could see it more clearly, because they're very detailed. And it is now the show, as I call it, the greatest show on earth. This show, or this spectacle, is now it no longer has like a center stage, meaning like it doesn't have that spectator view as it did before. So now it's, I would say, a little bit more exclusive, the spectator view. The spectator view is now becoming the aerial spectator view, or the closer shot spectator view, because you can't get there, you can't get close, and from the road, the main roads, it is no longer like a spectacle. Like, it doesn't have that, that crazy shooting up in the air geyser fountain look. Or who knows, maybe tonight it's going to change and we're going to see a lot more of a show. But at the current moment, it's just like a smoky chimney. There's not really much of an exciting view as per se, uh, and that's during the day. I would assume during the night it's gonna glow. It's gonna have that much more of a glow, and we're gonna see more of a show. And there's gonna be a lot more people that are gonna be kind of observing this during the nighttime. So I would say that the show, or the spectacle, is more geared towards the evening, nighttime times, and the exclusive aerial perspective, which gets you much more closer and shows you more of a detailed orbiting angle. Basically, where no one can get into. Um, that's more of the show now. That's the view. That's the center stage. So the nighttime in this more aerial perspective is the center stage, in my opinion. Now anybody can have their own opinion and think that maybe this view is much more of a nicer view, but you don't see the lava that much anymore. Barely. You could, I would say, 10%. If you're on the main road and you're passing by, you would probably miss it. You wouldn't even see it because it's that kind of shut down. It's just one big smoky chimney right now. What about you guys? What do you think? Since we were just talking about the prediction of when it will end, what day do you think it will end for you guys? What are you shooting for? What specific date or day do you think this will conclude and say goodbye to the world as a new one emerges? I just put up a poll up on the chat if you guys want to participate in the vote. I put up a question which reads, when will the eruption end? I put 5 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, 1 month. You guys can drop it in there and cast your vote. Yeah, the magma chamber definitely is expanding much more. So if that pattern continues, we are definitely going to see an extremely much more larger eruption in the next version. I don't know if they published how much millions of cubic meter, but they said that it was a lot more than 20 million, which was the last eruption. My prediction was about 25 to 30 million. So let's see if there's any. I think there was an update on the Met Office, just to make sure, so I can check that. And there was an update here. So we have an update from the Met Office, September 3rd. As I translate this to English, September 3rd at 3:15 p.m. today. There's an update. So it says there's the pollution, the gas pollution, air pollution will be heading southeast, which it is right now. It's going southeast at the moment. And let's see here. There has been a risk assessment update and on the map. Which is zone 3. I believe it's zone 3, which is the whole entire section where the eruption happened, the last few eruptions, which is now in the purple, the maximum hazard, purple. And I believe it was this zone 6, which is more towards Fragalas Fiac mountain, is in the red. Let me see. It's uploading. Yeah, so zone 6, more towards the southeast, Fragalas Fiac. We're in the red zone. Zone 6 is in the red hazard. Zone 5, which is where the eruption area is happening, is in orange. So kind of in the middle. As the lava has not progressed further. GRINDAVIK's still in the orange. And then zone 7 and 1, which is more southwest, is yellow. So not much of a disruption there. So right now, the zone 3 and 6 are the most considerable hazardous. So that's from Hagafell, Thornbjorn, Hagafell, all the Sonokar areas, a little bit of Salingerfell, stora-skogfell. Yeah, all that area there is the hottest. Well, not hottest. Well, purplish. Most hazardous area. Let's see what else we have from the Met Office. The 2021 eruption in Fragadas Fiac, I think, is the biggest crater creation out of all these eruptions since 2021. The first eruption was the biggest one so far. As far as the crater, I believe this one has spilled a lot more than the other ones. But as far as the crater or the design of the volcano, the Fraga del Fiac was huge compared to any of these. It also lasted much longer, much longer, months, almost an entire year. So Fraga del Fiac was a monster compared to this. The one in Fraga del Fiac, I think, reached a little bit more than 120 meters, but it got big. It expanded. It's like the hole or the crater, the cone actually expanded outwards and became bigger and bigger and bigger. It was like a one gigantic, massive pool. So it took longer for it to build up. Also, it spilled up. It spilled so much that it built itself upwards. So it raised itself higher and higher in the sense of the land. It built itself up kind of broader, like long ways, and then it continued building the cone upwards. So as far as like if you want to talk about the cone from ground level, like before the lava spillage, it's probably super high, and more than 200 meters, definitely. But from the size of the crater height from the actual like boundaries or the foundation of where the lava was, it might be just 120 meters. So yeah, that's pretty much the update was the hazard map, and you can check that on vador.is. And then there's the link is in the description. You can check vador.is, which is the weather forecasting area, and then there's on the homepage you have the latest news, and there's the update on the Met Office. You can click on the map, the hazard assessments, and you can check the updated version as of today. And that's about it. What else we got here? I got to say also, this one, in my opinion, is one of the most prettiest. Out of all the eruptions, out of all the crater designs, out of all the cones that have developed, I think this was the most prettiest in the sense of how it happened, how it's happening, how it looks, where it is, the correlation between the area that it is, and the correlation between how it's shaped and designed in connection to where it's in the region it's happening. Like I said before, that it started near Stora-skogfell and it's ending near Litli-skogfell. So between two mountains, two sister mountains, one bigger, one smaller. The eruption has that symbology, that two different, the two sisters. As I was saying, I think in day 7 or something, I was talking about this. But the eruption has that symbology of the two mountains or hills. They're not mountains; they're more like hills. And it's still happening. There's still two different eruptions. They're clearly separated now, and they're clearly one is bigger, one is smaller, which is exactly just how the mountains are. One is a bigger hill. One is a bigger hill, and one is a smaller hill. Stora-skogfell is bigger, and Litli-skogfell is the smaller. Litli meaning smaller. And that's what we're seeing right now in the eruption. One side is smaller, one side is bigger, and they're sisters. I mean, that's what I would have to say. It's the Skogfell sister eruption. I know there's a name for the entire region where it's erupting, but in my story, in my kind of visualization, seeing this from way before it erupted, and understanding how it kind of took its course, I feel like it was observed, and it was kind of like brought through there, and it ended in an area where it started and ended in an area where I think the story goes beyond just the eruption. I feel like this is the case study of understanding an eruption that has a lot more value than just seeing it erupt, because of how it looks, because there are two, because it's very beautiful. I've never seen two separate eruptions or craters this many days into the eruption. I mean, we're going to go into day 14, day 15 milestone, and I think it's still going to have that the separation until eventually I think one will shut down, and then one will be left standing. But at the moment, it's all live, it's all blossoming, it's all flourishing. It's the two sisters that are erupting. So that's my little take on it. You can always think about it, how you want it, but I kind of build a story behind it, and I'm just sharing it through my lens or my thought process, which for me makes a lot more sense, or just makes sense altogether, just knowing that story, that area where it's erupting, and then correlating with what's happening and the evolution of it. But again, it's not official. This is not like an official name, or it hasn't been chiseled in on the side of the crater. That's the name. That's just my perspective of viewing it. So it's not an official name, just to put it on the record. And no, the one goes one way. One lava river disposes. So the right side goes one way. Um, and then the other one continues the other way. But yeah, they kind of uh, they did merge in the beginning. But now they're kind of like they're continuing down a different route. So they did merge in the beginning. They were combined, so the lava field has merged. But now the flow goes separate ways. Basically, it connected in the beginning, but now it's going its separate ways. Or the flow is going through its separate ways. And like I was saying before, if you watch the footage right now, the footage we're seeing, the aerial footage, one face of the crater faces in one direction towards the east, and another face is the west. So again, very, very poetic nature here, guys. I was trying to get a little bit more story behind the Skogfell Hills. Um, One thing I know about the word Skogfell, which means forest mountain. So before, way back, there was a lot more green here. Uh, there was forest, pine trees, I guess, a lot more vegetation. That's what I was told. And then the eruption happened, and then it ate everything. So that the Skogfell Hills were that specific. It means forest mountain. Skogfell. But Stora haven't really got a definition or a story behind why one of them is called Stora-skogfell. I'm gonna just assume it's someone, perhaps someone that was that kind of found the mountain. It was Stora, the person, a lady or a woman. But I'm not sure. I really don't know. No one has really I haven't been able to find an explanation for the name, or whose name it is, or who it is. If that person used to live here, is it Stora? Could be a Stora, a last name, a surname, or Stora could be the first name of a woman that used to live here, and then just literally means smaller mount a hill. But yeah, that's what it means as far as Skogfell means, forest mountains. And it's very true. I mean, there is a lot of green in that area. There's a lot of vegetation. There's a lot of green, and that's why you see a lot of the burning. There's a lot, not just the moss, but there's a lot of flowers and different kinds of bushes in there. There's a lot of vegetation. So now it's burnt. I'm assuming eventually it somehow grows back, but that's why we saw a lot of the burning. There's a lot of roots, a lot of greens in there. But yeah, this is what happens. We're near an eruption, so a breakage in the earth, and this is just part of the nature. All right, guys. So soon I'm gonna flip over the cameras back to the live feed as starting to get a little darker. It's not really dark, but we're starting to see a little bit of the lava, basically. And I'm not gonna leave this for long. So we've been streaming for about an hour and 20 minutes. I will probably leave it for another 30 minutes, perhaps, the stream. I say switch over back to the live feed now, and I will upload this aerial footage in high quality, up on the channel. I will alert you guys in a post, or you'll just get alerted. Make sure to either subscribe if you haven't subscribed, or hit the notification bell to get an alert, so you know the video is up. But like I said, I'm gonna probably stream for another, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna try to capture it tonight if I can. So I'm gonna be fully kind of planning this out, see what happens. Like I said, I don't know if the night is gonna get worse. Wind conditions are extremely important for me. So if that becomes an issue, I might just scratch it. But if it does become very mild and good to go, then I'll go for it, and We'll get some nice footage of tonight, of day 13, September 3rd. But I'm gonna have to shut down the stream momentarily. So if you're just tuning in, it is Tuesday, September 3rd. It is 2024, the eruption here in the Regenus Peninsula. It is 8:16 p.m. local time here in the Reykjanes Peninsula. We're watching and observing and documenting the current eruption since day one. Actually, way before day one. We were in the negative numbers, probably negative 28. And we're watching aerial views of earlier footage today before sunset. And at the bottom, we'll switch over soon to the live feed. Yeah, a lot has changed. A lot has changed. It is two completely different craters now. It's incredible. And if you guys have been following since the beginning, you'll understand. If you're just watching this for the first time, this is a spectacle for you. But if you followed it from the beginning, when it started, you can definitely understand the evolution of what's happening here.